The clutch finally came apart on my AC compressor. It didn't have but 611,620 miles on it, 19,490.2 engine hours. Just don't make stuff last like it used to. So after getting up this morning, I decided to drive on over to from Billings, Montana to Bonner, Montana. And when I pulled over to get fuel, I realized I had no AC. The reason I had no AC was, if you can see, all the material coming out around the clutch. So when you turn the AC on, the clutch will engage, but the center section doesn't spin. So it was still full of Freon. I had that taken out, and now we're going to put a compressor on in the middle of the night here in Bonner, Montana. This should be a pretty simple process, and I will try to get as much of it recorded for you guys as I can. There is a tab right here. Supposed to have a lock right there. You push the lock, pull up, and that plug will come off. We'll just lay it back over to the side. Then I think these are 13 millimeter. I'll let you know. 13 on the nuts, and I wanted to say it was 15 on the actual compressor bolts. And we've got to take the belt off, which kind of a pain in itself. I'll take the intake out and put it in the back of the truck until we get all that finished up. But all in all, this shouldn't take too long. Here's the new Reman. Here's the Reman Murray compressor. Bought it at O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Gonna feel weird popping the hood and seeing that black compressor under there instead of the shiny one, but as long as it blows cold air, we don't really care. It did come with O-rings, and it did come with these two little studs that, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, I have no idea where they go. I guess I throw them back in the box, but I'll show those to you as we go. Anyway, I guess might as well go ahead and get started. I'll get the tools out. First thing I'm gonna do is take the mass airflow loose, right like that. Hook it around there somewhere where it's out of the way. Then take a 5/16 socket, and I'm gonna come back here on this back one. Now, pop that loose, and I apologize for not having a tripod or a cameraman. Tell you what, we're gonna take this one loose too, because that's where I would normally take it loose from. It should be easier to get the intake out with this out of the way, and then we can pull the rubber boot off. So all there is to this is popping it out of the rubber grommets at the bottom and just lifting it out. Alright, so now we got this off, and like I said, it just two rubber push pins that push into these little rubber grommets right here. There should be another one right there, and the two 5/16. Really all I need to take off was this one, but man, that thing was stuck. I had to actually get in here and pry it off, and that thing's plastic, so I was trying not to break it. But next thing I'm gonna do, two 13 millimeter nuts, one right there, one on the other side. Yeah, first I needed to take and pull this off. Just press that tab and lay it back out of the way anywhere. It doesn't matter. And now I'll get these two 13 millimeters off. Yep, gotta grab that. And I did get on this one right there. Not ideal, but can happen. Yeah, horrible idea to reach in there and grab that with a magnet. There. Now this will come off. Just lay it to the side anywhere. And now you can see the top of the compressor a little bit better. So the next thing we're going to do is probably take the lines off. Actually, I'm going to take the belt off, then take the lines off, unplug everything. Yeah. Hell, look at it and figure out how does it unplug. I'm pretty sure this slides back, and then right like that. And then this one down here will probably come out the same way. Slide it up like this one, slide it back, pull it. Sure enough on that, you just, the one on the back there, just pop the tab up, or pull the gray tab back and then press down on the tab, and that will release that. So then, if you've got a serpentine belt tool that I carry in my toolbox with me all the time, it's 2 pieces. One piece hooks into the tensioner, and then you go in at an angle, and this piece will allow you the leverage you need to pull it back and slip that belt off. That's what I'm gonna do next. Alright, I laid you guys down, slip the belt off. Now I'm just gonna let the tensioner ease on back over. There that is. That's what I meant by having a crook in it. This piece just slips on. This is 3/8 drive, this is 1/2 inch drive. You can use it for a straight up extension, or you can attach it, well, in a lot of different orientations. That tool right there was worth the money. Anyway, so now with the belt loose, the next thing is going to be taking the nut off of the compressor right there, thinking it's going to be 13 millimeter. There's what I got going on. It is 13 millimeter. Now, because I'm gonna need both hands to get that nut off, because this one I definitely don't want to drop. I say it'd probably be a good idea to have a magnet right here to catch that. This is the first time in 610,000 miles that these lines have been off. I did not pull the lines off whenever I removed the cab. I didn't have to. Go ahead and unplug that. I believe that's your high pressure. Wiggle it around a little bit, get them out of there, and there's the oil. And so I was hoping I could get that picked up without leaking a lot of that crap out, but it doesn't look like I can. So let me go grab a rag to catch some of that crap. Now I wiped that up as best I could, but I didn't get it all. The next 4 things are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts that actually hold the compressor down. And before we do that, I'm going to go get that other compressor. I did, believe it or not. You guys going to be proud of me or disappointed in one. I actually skimmed through the directions. Now, it said if there was a pink tag to, I think it said, I'll look at it again. Pretty sure it said if there was a pink tag, you are good to go and you don't have to put oil in it. But if it has a red tag, yellow tag, one of the tags you had to put oil in, the other tag you do not have to put oil in. So I got to figure that out and make 100% sure I'm doing it right, because believe it or not, I have AC compressor oil in the truck from where we did David Cross's out in California not long ago. So here it is, and it does have a yellow tag. And see, earlier I can tell you this centerpiece was not turning, and you seen all the rubber sticking out around here. Now David's, whenever his went out down on his Ford, the blue rubber all over This compressor is pre-charged with 3 ounces of, oh, okay. So I'll read that. I can have my glasses. I'm getting old. Train coming through over here, but if you guys have ever tried to get to this bolt with the lines on, it is a pain in the butt. Right there so they don't get dye all over everything. And I have to put you guys down again. I got dye and stuff all over my hands, but I'm gonna try to lift that dude out of there. Let's see what happens here. There it is. Wiped as much of that dye up as I possibly could. And here's the new compressor. Try to wiggle it in. Set it something down in there like what it goes. And get a couple of bolts started and start reversing everything I just did. Trying our best to keep anything from going in them holes. That'll be the next thing I do is put them lines in. This out. Pretty short. Now I'm gonna pull those down, tighten them up, and then put the lines on with the new O-rings that came with the compressor. 2 new O-rings, and I did take some oil and wipe around those. And now we're gonna try to set this right back over onto the stud right there. There. Now take that 13mm nut, put on there, snug it up, and literally all I did was snug that up and then just put a little bit extra. I didn't go for it all on that. Now let's see if our plugs will plug back in. So this one I'm assuming goes right here, but it'd be in my way if I do it first. So this one turned away from me. About to click, push the lock, and this one will be pointed up. Oh, just take and I think I'll push the lock in, keeping it from going on. Yeah, guess so. I just got that one and that one. Now this little guy, I don't know if y'all saw me take it off or not, but it just comes up here and slides on that just to keep the wiring in place. And hard to see in the dark, but you can see that one over there through the camera. That'll go right there. And These two nuts right here go on that. This one was one that was a pain in the butt a while ago. And I know you guys can't see that, but neither can I. But it's on. Now all I gotta do is snug those two 13s up right there and put the belt back on. Those two are snug. Pull this over, let it click right into place like that. And we'll come around here. I tried not to disturb the belt any more than I had to, but we're gonna have to go all the way around every single pulley. This is so much better when you got two people. Every single pulley, and make sure that belt is on every pulley, every groove, every tooth just right. If not, it'll shred that belt before you can get the truck started up good. Looking at the belt, this one was off. I had to fight with it a little bit because I had to be on that side of the motor pulling the thing there while trying to lasso this one over here from over there. But to the best I can tell, it's on all the grooves like it's supposed to be. I wish I wouldn't have got that oil on that belt, and I'll wipe it off while I start the truck. So from the best I can tell, it's good. That idler pulley is a little bit crooked, but it'll straighten right up as soon as I start it. Oh. Hopefully I won't drop this. I did a while ago. I had to go get a magnet. It seems like every job I do nowadays had to have a magnet. And that tensioner pulley is really, really hard to see unless you got the inner fender liner out, but I'm gonna trust that it's where it needs to be. And it looked good on the crank. It took me a while to be able to see the crank, but when I did, it looked good on it. We'll put the airbox back on, we'll fire it up. Airbox is back on. I've already tightened these up. It was a little aggravating trying to get this into the little rubber grommets down there, but they went, and the airbox does not look as good as it did the day I put it in, and we don't really care. Guys, it's late. I've been hot all day long, so I'm going to cut the camera off, go around, make sure I got everything 100% and didn't forget anything. Pick all my tools up, get the Freon out, then we'll charge this bad boy up. I just don't want to, I want to make sure I haven't missed a step. But I think it's good. Looks good from here anyway. I did have to drag out the old trusty tire step to get up in there to that. That thing is like a shirt pocket. You never use it, and then whenever you need it, it just comes through like a big dog. Alright guys, so this is the AC Pro Extreme. We did the calculations on it at O'Reilly's, and it took just less than what is in this can to fill this whole system. So I did have some PAG oil from when we did David Cross's compressor, and I put it in, and that scared me. That was my airbags adjusting. But anyway, I did put 3 ounces of PAG oil in it, or to the best of my understanding, my measurements, my guesstimations. But this has an app, and I would have never bought something like this, but David Cross bought it whenever his AC went down. He showed me the app, and the app will give you step-by-step instructions on how to recharge your AC system. It's going to ask you to put your particular truck in, and I've already done that. How-to videos. You just go down through here and choose your particular vehicle, which I think I passed mine right here. Go to Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 2018. Next, and it will pull up videos of other people recharging this same truck. I thought that was pretty awesome. I also thought the port locator was awesome because it's pretty much dead on, and you can download that picture to see as well. Port diagram, and I may have to hit the download button on that. AC spec database, choose vehicle. At O'Reilly's it said it took 21 ounces, and I think that can was 23 or 24, something like that. And I did again. Let's see, Chevrolet. Way down here to the Silverado 2500HD LTZ, which is what mine is, with a 6.6 V8 L5P Duramax. Show database. And it's got all your information right here. Guys, I think that makes it more worth the money, but I'm leaving a link to the AC Pro head. It won't come with the Freon, just the head itself, on Amazon. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. Step-by-step instructions. You can put your vehicle in, step-by-step instructions. It'll tell you everything you need to do. Next, put it on max. Next, connect to the low pressure service port. I mean, personally, I think this is pretty awesome. I wish when I first started tinkering with air conditioning, I'd had anything like this, because all I had is a couple of phone numbers to people that didn't answer the phone a whole lot. So anyway, we'll go ahead and pull this little tab out, which lets the battery get started, lets it power up. And then I need to unscrew this, pull this little red tab off, and screw this back down on. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back. I always thought when I saw these in the store that it was single time use. You use it, all this was screwed down on there, and that what that's for is in shipping, in case this trigger gets bumped, it doesn't let it go into the can. Now it's got the safety can, so it's not like the old what you call it, the old puncture type cans, but I'm gonna need both hands again to screw this down. And then you just screw the can back on just like that, and that's about all it is. So there's the sheriff over there riding through, and that brings me to something else. If you're doing something like this in the parking lot, pick up after yourself. Make sure not to leave a big mess for everybody. I want the AC system completely off. All we're going to do is start it up and make 100% sure that belt's on straight, not trying to fall off. This cap right here, this will be the suction side. Most of the time your big tube is the suction side. Pull this collar up, slip it down on like that, turn this on, trying to get it where you guys can see that good, and we'll put a little Freon to it. Even though the system is not, the compressor is not on, I want to have as much in as it can get before I actually do that. So there is 14. You can see where it says the green right there. I'm going to try to get it right in between those numbers, and I'm trying to get it focused where you guys can see that too. 45 to 50. But it doesn't matter because the compressor is not on. So this is just getting some of the system for the time being. I always shake the can a little bit to get it stirred up, but just by shaking the can it went to 31, so 39. Now let's go turn, what is it saying right there? Pressure is good, fill until vent air is cold. Alright, but we know the system's empty, and as soon as I turn the compressor on, it's gonna actually drop a lot. So I'm just gonna let that sit right there. We'll walk around here, and hopefully when I turn this on, we won't hear no kind of pop. So we're gonna go to auto. Auto, turn the AC on. See what this shows right here right now. $80 degrees. Hear the compressor kick on. 22. Also, I will grab hold of these lines every now and again. This one is going to be hot. The small one is going to be hot. That big one should start getting cold, and it's not. So, pressure is low. Squeeze trigger to fill. We'll hold it for like 10 seconds and let off. 10 seconds again. Let off. I'm just going to keep doing this until the pressure comes up to 26 to 50. I also want to make sure that my fan is drawing air. If that fan is not drawing air, it's not going to let your AC get cold. Well guys, it is saying pressure is good. Feel till the air coming out of the vents is cold. It did take that whole can. And let's go see what the air blowing out the vents are. Now I've been messing with this for a few minutes, but my fan was not cycling at first. I messed around with the relays and some different stuff. Let's see. This is one of the Harbor Freight temperature guns, so I'm not counting on it to be dead on accurate. But you can definitely see that the air is working now. Let's see how low it does wind up going. It's not on recirculate or anything like that. It's not even on low where you can turn it on down to low. But yeah, like I say, it is a Harbor Freight temperature gun. I don't know the name brand on it, but I know it's freaking cold in here, that's for sure. So I think I'll be all good tomorrow. We'll call it 36. I just heard the fan kick off right there. It should kick back on here in a minute. You'll notice when the fan kicks off, the pressure will rise. And then when the fan kicks back on, the pressure will start dropping. So it took it a minute. The fan's kicking back on, the pressure should drop. I think it needs some more Freon myself, but it's blowing really cold, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I can feel the fan blowing, circulating the air by my shirt, coming up around my hands and all that stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I really like that, and I plan on hanging on to it for a while. I even kept the tab to put back in to keep it from killing the battery. You just slide it right back up in the little, right back up in there where it was. And that's how you change a battery. And it's a lot better than lugging around a big set of gauges. And with the app does tell you, like if I'm working on someone else's vehicle, it should tell me exactly how much Freon and all that stuff it needs. I recommend, and you can get just this off Amazon for a lot cheaper. I'll leave a link in the description. Then going in and buying it with the can, and that will work on regular cans Freon. So I want to unscrew that can off of that head off of that can and put it on this can. It'll work on it just like it does on that one. So anyway, so much better. There's that. And if it was that cold, it would be freezing up. I don't really trust that thermometer that much, but I do trust that it is freaking cold, which it's only 64 degrees out, but I did see it hit 100 degrees today going down the road. So that old compressor did me a really good job. 611,620 miles and 19,490 engine hours. So anytime this thing's been running, it stays on auto on 72 the majority of the time, and the AC stays on the majority of the time. I got no issues. I hope it was just a compressor failure and I don't have an issue with the fan, but I have had reason to believe that the fan is not running all the time when it should. Like going down the road, it seems to do fine. You get into a hard pull, it kicks in, you can hear it humming. Anytime the temperature is over like 206 or 208, at 210 or 212, it'll really kick in and start humming. And then, but at an idle, I've noticed it 2 or 3 times at idle where it just didn't seem like it was doing what it's supposed to do. But going down the road, it seems fine. Anyway, I'm gonna check into that a little bit further. Hopefully the compressor just crapped out, and if it did, it had a long life. Kept me cool for a lot of hours, 19,490 hours. So can't complain. Guys, I'm gonna leave links to anything I think of. It might help you out in the description. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. But I think this is going to be on the membership site first, and then it will trickle over to YouTube over time. And if you're not a member on the membership site, you got to check it out. And a lot of videos, you get early access to all the videos, and a lot of videos just never make it to YouTube. And some people ask, why do I have a membership site? I'd just rather post to a smaller crowd. That way I can interact with a smaller crowd, because YouTube is just, I can't answer all those comments and take time with folks like I want to. But on the membership site, it's a smaller crowd, and I can, and everything on the membership site gets priority. So alright, I'm gonna get some sleep. Y'all have a good Labor Day weekend. I will talk to you again soon. See you in the next video. Bye.